What's up, guys? This is Carrie Berk, and I'm chatting with Chris Gordon on Hellblazer Biz.
Everyone, I have the honour and the privilege of the company of Carrie Berk over in the US.
Hello.
So, Carrie, how are you?
Hello, I'm so excited to talk to you.
No, yes, no, I'm excited to have you on the show. I mean, you are a multiple published author.
Thank you.
You're a blogger. You've got everything going. You're the campaigner and activist. It's just and you've only just turned 16. Is that right?
Yep, 2 days ago.
Happy birthday, belated birthday.
Thank you.
I mean, seriously, you've only just turned 16 and you've published all these books. Your name is out there every in a fashion blog. Your name is known within that sort of an industry. You're active, very much of a campaigner for the no bully as well.
Right.
How does it feel at someone at your age to have all of that already?
I mean, I'm so fortunate. I always try to remain grounded. I keep working hard. Whenever I accomplish something, I never stop. I'm always trying to work and grow and thanking people along the way who've helped me get to the place I am. And yeah, I mean, I can't do it all by myself. I have an amazing support system behind me. So I always try to remember that when successes come and just keep moving forward.
Excellent, excellent. I mean, you come from a writing family as well, don't you? Because your mum was a published author too. Well, no.
Right, yeah. My mom is a celebrity ghostwriter, so her work definitely inspires me. I've grown up seeing her write and seeing her reach success, and she's definitely inspired me on that account to reach for my own dreams.
Fantastic, fantastic. There are other kind of inspirations that you've drawn from. I mean, is this something when as you've grown up that you wanted to do, or is it just a complete different to what you thought you might be doing?
Yeah, I mean, ever since I was 8 years old, I have loved to write. I learned about realistic fiction in second grade. And one day after school, I showed my mom I'd written a book proposal for a fiction book series.
Mm-hmm.
And it was about a Cupcake Club. And my mom said, "You're only 8 years old. I mean, this is cute." And I said, please submit it to your agent. And she agreed. And we were actually on a Disney cruise, and she received a call from her agent saying that there were 3 different publishers that wanted to do the book series.
Mm-hmm.
So it was incredible. It turned into a 12-book series, and I wanted to really embed the message of anti-bullying in the book as well.
Mm-hmm.
As a peer mediator at my school, I had seen bullying in the schoolyard. I'd been bullied myself, and I wanted kids to really see that from a kid's perspective. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't really know bullying from a kid's perspective. There wasn't a lot about that out there, and I wanted to change that. So that is how that came to be. And since then, I've just been writing, growing. I launched my fashion blog last year,
Yeah.
and it has a style empowerment motto at its heart, really encouraging people to embrace their individuality through food, beauty, celebrities, fashion, food, fitness, everything. So yeah, just always pushing that self-empowerment message and encouraging people to embrace what makes them who they are.
Fantastic, fantastic. You've answered all my questions in 2 minutes.
Oh.
No, no. No, it's great. It's so great to hear. It's such a nice thing to see someone so positive and so enthusiastic about it all. Especially, because I mean, younger generation. I mean, I'm saying younger generations. I'm old now. I'm not in my head. I'm still 20, but not no, not gonna. So, but they get a hard rap late. All the news and press and everything. To see someone doing something really positive, especially about the active bullying campaign. I mean, that's really close to my heart as well. It's something I'll advocate and push for is to reduce the bullying because I mean, you said you've been through it yourself. I was in school. My wife was as well. My son's actually just come home today with a huge black eye because someone headbutted him. He went up to him, started boxing, punching him, and then just went and headbutted him right as school ended. For no reason.
All
It's
have
just,
been bullied.
yeah.
I mean, no matter how old we are, what we look like, we all have witnessed bullying. We all have been the bully, whether we realize it or not. And that's why I partnered with No Bully to be a teen ambassador for them, because they're going into schools and they're teaching kids from a young age not to bully and to practice with empathy and lead with respect from a young age. and just to eradicate bullying worldwide is their goal. And that's a lofty goal, but as a teen ambassador and through my own platforms, that's something that I'm really trying to help them do.
That's really, really commendable, and it's something that, like I say, it's something that it's been going on for years and years. And I actually kind of feel as well. I think it's different now than it was when I was in school. Because when I was in school, and again, I'll be dating myself to probably your parents' age and stuff. It's just like,
Yeah.
we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have the computers, we didn't have social media, so we got bullied in school.
Social media is
it's
a huge part of bullying today.
It is.
I mean, that's why my book series Ask Emma is all about the bullying on social media. The main character is bullied over social media, and that's something that I've experienced a lot as a public figure on social media. Yeah. My mom always tells me, go through the comments and delete and block. Like, that's our motto when it comes to Instagram, just delete and block. So that's something that I've definitely learned, and Instagram is also contributing towards that and helping. They launched a campaign a couple months ago to filter out hate comments, so you don't see them. They just disappear off your feed. And I think that's incredible of them, because you don't need to see the negativity, and Instagram is making that much easier for us and making Instagram just overall more positive place.
Yeah, definitely, because it's like, it's say when I was in school, school finished, bullying stopped until, or you got over it until the next day, but it just carries on and carries on. And I've seen, not on your blogs, on your Instagram, but I've seen hateful comments on social media against certain people. There's been campaigns. I mean, Lethal Weapon I've just the Fox TV show. There's a whole thing on that, and there was so much hatred going towards different people on there because of things that had gone on, and it was just like, really, it's and a lot of the people as well are probably just keyboard warriors. They'll just sit behind. You meet them face to face, and a lot of the people online who do this online, they'll just like back away and cower away as soon as they meet someone. But to go out there and teach people not to be bullies and to talk about, obviously, empowering them to be positive, to change from the negative into the positive is a really, really good step forward in a great way.
I mean, it's so necessary because there are not a lot of teenagers out there that are speaking out about bullying. They're afraid. Bullying has really made them crawl into their own shell in fear, and I feel like I did that for a long time in middle school, and people would bully me for my glitter sneakers or like my out there style. And eventually I realized that it's my responsibility to take ownership of what makes me unique, and that's how Carrie's Chronicles came to be. And it's just important for me to really speak out and help people recognize that what makes them different is what makes them beautiful. Exactly.
If everyone was the same and everyone looked the same and everyone thought the same, it would just be a really boring world. It would be unique, you to have unique. I mean, and look what it's done for you as well. You've done that and you've created that, and you say Carrie's Chronicles and the fashion, and it's just like taken by storm. It's it's really hit well. So you can just look back at what they said and just go, I'm not going to swear, but just say that kind of thing. When you look back at them and say, look where you are and look what what I've done with my glittery sneakers and stuff like that. Look how far I've come. Look where you are.
Look where my glitter sneakers got me. I use those glitter sneakers to climb up to success. So
exactly. And I also, when you climb the ladder as well, there's all the people who might comment, like you say, nasty comments, and you should never ever knock people on their way down up the ladder, because then as you'll meet them, they'll meet you on their way down, and it's
don't knock them on your way up.
That's the one. I couldn't remember the saying. Exactly. Exactly, it's brilliant. It's a really good saying, and I mean, I see the ones who used to do it in school now, like 30 odd years ago, and they're all like, "Hey, Chris, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Really?"
Exactly. I get messages on social media from people who were so rude to me when I was in elementary school or middle school, and they say, "Hi, we should hang out sometime." And it's just so annoying. But honestly, I'm very flattered that they recognize that I've risen above their bullying, and it makes me feel proud.
Yeah, exactly, and it should do, and that's something I think what people need to do is just rise above it, and it's what I tell my son to do, and it's hard to do, and it is hard when you're in that situation. I appreciate that. So obviously, being yourself as a teen ambassador going out there. Because I think you're actually probably one of the first, or very, very, I could count on one hand how many teen ambassadors I've heard of who do that. So,
Yeah.
and you're right, because there aren't that many. So it is a really good thing. They're also doing things about mental health as well, more and more with young people, and that's something that should be,
Yeah,
because they go hand in hand. They do go hand in hand. So it's
exactly.
definitely cool. So tell me more about Cupcake Club. Anyway, we touched on it before. I couldn't even say it.
Yeah.
Cupcake Club.
I mean,
What are they about?
yeah,
Info.
Cupcake Club, that was a huge part of my childhood. I had a cupcake blog when I was a kid where I'd review cupcakes from around the world.
Mm-hmm.
And as I explained before, I always loved to write. And one day I just combined those two interests and turned into the Cupcake Club, the 12-book series. It's about 4 girls who are each outsiders. One
Mm-hmm.
of them is someone who loves to eat a lot. One of them has dyslexia, and Kylie Carson is the main character. She loves monster movies.
Okay.
And another one is a shy girl, all complete opposites, yet
Mm-hmm.
they come together and they mesh so well to create this unstoppable cupcake club in school. And while they're promoting their own cupcake club, they're also pushing this anti-bullying message because they've all been ostracized in their school and they just really want to raise awareness, like me.
Yeah.
I honestly see myself in each of the characters. It's a
Uh-huh.
combination of me if you bring them all together. So that was a crazy journey. We toured the world and did book signings. I met so many amazing kids who were just so touched by the book,
Yeah.
and I received fan letters, which seemed crazy to me. But yeah, I mean, the Cupcake Club was just a journey in itself. Each of the 12 books, we had to come up with new ideas and new topics that seemed relevant to kids.
Mm-hmm.
One particular example comes to mind. I had a whole book written, and I got a puppy, and
Yeah.
we scrapped the whole book. It was in galleys, which meant like about to be final draft, and we
Right.
scrapped the whole book and rewrote it with a puppy. So it's really, the books are just a reflection of everything that's going on in my life, things that
Mm-hmm.
I think would appeal to kids. And yeah, the Cupcake Club is really how I grew my status as a writer and practiced my talent as a writer.
Fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. That sounds really nice. It sounds really, really good. It's a great way, like you say as well, for yourself if you're going through that as well, to, like you say, deal with it and different personalities of who you're not person. You're not saying you've got multiple personalities, but the different parts of you to form
Yeah,
that book and make the stories out of it. Sounds really sort of an intriguing and interesting, and obviously that's obviously highly successful worldwide as well, which has shot you into where you are now.
exactly.
Brilliant. Would you carry on with them? Do you think? Would you go back to them? I know obviously you did them a long time ago. A long time ago now.
Yeah, I feel like the last book in the series was very conclusive. They were moving on and graduating, and
Right.
it was just, that last book was just really a celebration of all of the hard work I'd put into the books over the years. And
Mhm.
although that was, as I said, a huge part of my childhood, I don't know if I'd go back because when my characters graduated, I feel like I graduated with them and
Yeah.
I moved on, and there were new topics that I had to discuss regarding high school, which is where Ask Emma steps in.
I was about to say that's probably where the Ask. Yeah, you've got the new site, the new series of Ask Emma, which will take over from those. And I mean,
Yeah, Ask Emma was based on Jane Austen's Emma
mhm.
and Clueless, the movie Clueless. So
I love
I
that. To be
basically
fair, when it
I
first came
told
out.
I told my mom because we watched Clueless and she
Mhm.
said, "Oh, didn't you love it?" And I said, "Yeah, I mean, I loved it. It's just a little dated." And then she asked me, "Well, what would make it less dated? What do you think Cher would be like in modern day?" And I said, "I think she'd be an advice blogger because she's always trying to
Mhm.
help people out." So together we came up with a book proposal, and the same thing, we ended up getting a book deal. And Ask Emma is relatively new. Only one book has came out so far. The next one is coming out in January.
Okay.
And it's all about the cyberbullying, as I said.
Mhm.
And I think it's really appealing to kids today, not only because of the cyberbullying, but I was at a book signing and a bunch of kids, we asked them what their favorite part of the book was, and
Yeah.
by a landslide, they said it was the relationship between Emma and her crush.
Okay.
So I'm learning as I go along what appeals to middle school and high school kids.
Mm-hmm.
And it definitely helps that I'm a teen. It's a different perspective than if an adult was writing this. And
Yeah.
that's where my mom and I, that's why we work so well together. She has the years of experience, and I have that teen perspectives, and I write with such honesty relating to the teenagers in the book.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we have direct blog posts from Emma in the book, and I write those straight out of my heart as if I was writing one of my own blog posts.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why kids can relate so much.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. I might try and I'll get the second one when it comes out in January, so I'll get the first one, get the second one for my son about cyberbullying, so we can read all about it and see that, he's not alone.
Yeah.
It does go on. Excellent. I mean, you're not just written books either. I mean, again, you've just turned 16, you've written all these books, you've got Ask Carrie, you've got the Cupcake things when you were 8, the Cupcake Club series when you were 8. You
the
also,
cupcake thing, yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean it like that.
Those things. No, it's not.
Yeah, the Cupcake Club when you were 8.
Yeah.
And you've also written 3 off-Broadway scripts as well. So, books weren't just enough for you. You've actually written musicals and all Broadway scripts too. What are they about, the ones that you've written? Or co-written?
I was actually so excited because Peace, Love, and Cupcakes, the first book in the Cupcake Club series, became an off-Broadway musical.
Mm-hmm.
And I wrote the script to that. It's very similar to the book. And it was just really exciting to see the characters come alive on stage because I'd envisioned it in my mind for so long. And
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when it became a musical, it was so many years, I think 5 years after that book came out.
Right.
So it was great to return to that. I got to play Kylie Carson, the lead, which was exciting because that character was the first character I came up with for the book. So
Mm-hmm.
it's someone that I've really grown up with. That's always been a part of me, and I was excited to make that come alive.
Fantastic, fantastic. I was about to say, I mean, do you love musicals yourself and, the sort of music stage? Yeah.
Oh my God. I've always loved musicals. I've been living in New York City. I've been exposed to Broadway my whole life.
Uh-huh.
I've seen everything. I mean, I listen to Hamilton on a daily basis. It's my favorite. So yeah, it's just so thrilling. I've always loved Broadway. I've never been someone who's like into rap music or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just always that Broadway girl listening to show tunes.
Fantastic. I mean, that's very similar. Me and my family absolutely adore musicals. Well, I mean, I've adored them for years and years as well. I've lived in London the past year, so I was in the West. I didn't go to many because work was too much. But yeah,
Have you seen Hamilton in London?
Not yet. No, I want to take my family
I went there in June.
Were you?
Yes, and we saw Hamilton. It was amazing. Just as good as the New York cast.
I've heard it's absolutely brilliant. The queues were it was sold out. I mean, it was absolutely sold out every time. It was completely sold out. And then I had a friend who was telling me you could get tickets for like $15, £10, and I was like, really? And they said, yeah, you could just queue at the box office in the morning. And I was like, that's fine, but I work from 8 till 5. You just can't. You can't do that. So I could never get a ticket. But I've seen all the Starlight Express, Joseph. Watched Phantom of the Opera on Broadway back in 2000, a long time ago. But yeah, I went and saw that. Les Miserables. Yeah, the old classics I love. And my son's getting into them now.
The big one right now in New York City is Dear Evan Hansen, which also has to do with social media and the power of social media. And it's just incredible. I mean, it won Best Musical, I think, 2 years ago now.
Okay.
So, yeah, that's definitely a huge thing on Broadway right now, like up to par with Hamilton.
Wow, cool. I'll keep an eye out. That's probably going to come to the UK soon, hopefully, if it's not already, and I just haven't seen it. I mean, I saw The Lion King 2 years ago for my birthday. We had the front row seats, and that's probably one of the best I've ever seen, just for colours and yeah.
I have never seen The Lion King.
Really?
Which is crazy, because it's such a classic. I saw it in Barcelona, but it was in Spanish. So I don't think
right. Yeah.
Because I didn't really understand it. But yeah, that is definitely on my bucket list to see The Lion King. Because I've seen everything here except Lion King.
Yeah, you've got to go and see Lion King. It really is fantastic. It was just sitting there, and when they come down the aisle, you're just like completely blown away by it. It's amazing.
I have to see it. Okay.
I talk about musicals a lot with the people I get on, because a lot of them are actors and being in musicals, and it's just I think the feeling you get from the difference between watching a TV show or a film compared to something on the stage, it's just you're there, you're with them on the stage, and
yeah, it's just Yeah, I've just always loved musicals. I try and sit as close as possible to the front. As I say, you could see the spit fly out of the actor's
Yeah,
mouths.
exactly.
That's when you know you're really in the show.
Exactly. That's what we try and get as well. I think that unfortunately in London, I think I'm probably in Broadway, it's exactly the same. The prices. So when I'm trying to get my children, it's about $500 for three of us to go and see Hamilton or something like that. It's
Yeah.
like, so we do our best. We try and maybe get one or two a year if we can.
Mhm.
Or when they tour up here, we saw Mary Poppins live last year. That was and phenomenal as well.
Uh,
And Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. These are classics from when we were kids. So it's like
yeah.
they're
I'm
brilliant.
seeing the movie tomorrow, the Mary Poppins
Oh
movie.
yeah, we're going on Christmas Eve. We've booked it for Christmas Eve.
I'm excited. It's with Lin-Manuel from Hamilton.
All right, excellent.
So that's perfect.
Yeah, I can't wait to look at that one either. Cool. Where do you, with all this? I mean, you say again, go back. You just turned 16. You're from 8 years old. You're a published author. You're now onto the Ask Emma books as well. You're writing your
Mhm.
musical. Where do you see yourself in 10 years? I mean, when you're 26, you'll still be really, really young. So where do you see
Yeah.
yourself?
I mean, I've throughout the years, I've really learned and grown my what I've wanted to do. What I've grown older has really taken shape. It's changed a lot. So
Hmm.
as of now, I see myself, hopefully cross fingers, working at Vogue as
Okay.
a editor. Yeah. I really want to be writing for a fashion magazine. I've
Hmm.
taken on such an interest in fashion. I just can't see myself ever giving it up. And the same with writing. I just want to find some way to combine fashion and writing in the future while still empowering people through a publication in our platform.
Excellent answer. That's a good. I always get thrown that in normal interviews for job interviews. I was like, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years' time?" My answer's always sitting in your place, in your chair, usually.
I
Couldn't.
asked someone on my blog, I was actually interviewing stylist Marissa Montgomery. She had the best answer for that. I said,
Hmm.
"Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And she said, "Wearing a t shirt." It was just so brilliant because she designs t-shirts, so it was just the
Hmm.
most brilliant answer. I'm never gonna forget that.
Those
So
are
if
pretty
you're
good.
ever stumped in an interview, lesson to everybody, just say wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah, yeah.
Great,
I'll think.
it'll always be true. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, if I told them at my last one I was in, where do you see yourself? It's like I was going to say, well, actually, I see myself on TV knocking James Corden off his top spot in Hollywood, really.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I asked him to come on the show once, and his publicist was like, obviously, he said no, because obviously, James Corden, isn't it?
Yeah.
And I was like, you've just missed a treat. I said, you could have had Corden and Gordon. And I actually put that in the
Oh.
email to the publicist, and I thought it was very funny, but they didn't.
Well, you tried.
Exactly.
Worth
Never
a
mind.
shot.
If you don't try, you never go anywhere, do you? Which is,
Exactly.
exactly. You've got to push forward and get through everything, and just and do what you love doing. And I could probably, I can see yourself. I say I've looked at your website, I've seen your blog, and
Uh-huh.
it's extremely professional and laid out, and you have got a very good fashion sense. I've seen obviously your Instagram feeds. Obviously, when I was just researching for this, looking at this and how you portray yourself and put yourself out there. So yeah, it's very very much in the style of something like a Vogue magazine and Vogue
Thank you.
Vogue sort of journalism.
Trying.
Yeah.
I mean, far stretch, but yeah, I'm trying. I just relaunched my blog for 2 days ago for my 16th birthday, and it's
Mhm.
a much cleaner layout. We're using pink script, so it looks professional.
Uh huh.
And we had to copy over 250 blog posts, which was
Wow.
crazy. By hand, reorganizing it. I was doing it during free periods at
Mhm.
school. It was just crazy. And it was just such a celebration. We had a big relaunch event 2 days ago. Tons of talent who showed up to support. We had Chloe Jane, a teen DJ,
Mhm.
a bunch of models, Parker Winston, Gianna Ferrezi. We had so many people come. We had a ballerina, Isabella Fonte, a singer, Taylor Felt. We had so many people to name. I have an article coming out on Monday about it.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic. I was going to say that was another thing as well because you've still got school. So how do you balance all this?
Oh, it's not easy. I mean, what I tell people, I'm going to dance this afternoon. I'm typing up an interview with someone from The Bachelor on my iPhone. I just do it in the car. I do homework in the car, like while I'm watching TV. It's just crazy. Just squeezing it in the nooks and crannies of my life. And as I'm studying for the ACTs, it's especially become
Mhm.
really difficult. because that's just a whole other load of work that's added on top of everything. But I find it's really helpful to schedule ahead of time. I'm scheduled for my website up until May, I think, now, with
All right.
articles.
Okay.
3 articles a week, yeah. And I also keep track of all the clothes I get sent to me through a journal. I write it down so I don't forget. Yeah, and I try to shoot all at once. I'm going this weekend on Saturday. I'm bringing 5 outfits, and we're shooting around the city. So yeah, just squeezing it all in there.
Excellent.
Holding on.
Yeah, I know how you feel. I know how I feel on this. I've been doing this for about 3.5 years, and I do this around my normal job, which is an IT consultant. So I'm out of the house for like 10 hours, 12 hours a day as well, and
Yeah,
scheduling this. So but yeah, you're right. Scheduling ahead is great because then you can have so many episodes. Well, for me, it's episodes rather than articles written.
for
However,
sure.
it's going to be written articles because I've just got published. There's a new film magazine out over in the UK, so I was
Oh,
asked
wow.
to use some of my interviews to obviously transcribe them and put them into the magazine as well, which I've started to do, which is
Oh,
fantastic. So yeah, but that's another load of effort, like you just said. It's like
yeah,
I have to now sit and listen to my interviews and handwrite and sit and write down word for word.
yeah. I know. There's actually an app. It's called Rev Recorder, and it transcribes it for you.
Oh, okay. I know there's
That
some way
might be life changing.
it might be.
You should definitely look that up. I use that for my interviews. It's a great tip
I'll
for
have it.
anyone listening. Yeah, if you ever need to transcribe an interview, this thing is great. It charges $1 a minute to transcribe the words, and then you can just copy and paste it into a document, and you're done.
That's really good. I mean, I've got one at the moment where I use Buzzsprout, which is what I host my podcast on for the audio side, and
Oh,
I think it does very similar. But when I've gone to transcribe it automatically, it comes back, and I still have to spend several hours trying to work out what has been said because it comes up with some of the phrases that it picks out and just changes words to. Quite, frankly, hilarious some of the time.
well, definitely check out Rev Recorder. It's been pretty good.
I will. I'll have a look at that after we finished here. I will go straight there and have a look. Excellent. I'm going to sort of give you my signature question now. Now you've had this in advance, which is more of a of a thing
Yeah.
than basically. I'll get the background to the question. I had last year. I don't know if you. A guy called Mike Quinn. He was a guest on my show. He's been in Star Wars. He's done Labyrinth. He was the Dark Crystal. He was a puppeteer, but he's worked for Jim Henson for 30 years. So someone asked this question, sent it in for me to ask him on the show, and it was such a good question that I thought I'm going to ask everybody, or as many people as I can. It depends on how I get on with people, because some, one or two people might not be the kind of people you want to ask this question to.
Yeah.
You can just tell. But the responses have been great. So to cut a long story short, too late, is if you could have a Muppet created based on your own personality and traits, what Muppet would it be and why?
Okay, I was thinking about this earlier, and it was really difficult, but I think I came up with the perfect Muppet for myself. So it's Anna Wintoodle, like Anna Wintour, but a poodle.
Okay.
So it's gonna be a white fluffy poodle, and she's gonna wear big sunglasses, and she's obviously gonna be a writer, and she's gonna work at Vogue, and yeah, basically that's it. Anna Wintoodle, my spirit animal. When one day I will work at Vogue is Anna Wintoodle.
Fantastic. That's actually really good that you thought so much and thought of your own original one, because most people they'll just say Miss Piggy or Kermit or something, or they're ones that they thought of already. So I'm actually really happy with your answer, because normally you get to hear the same ones all the time. It's like but you've really taken some time into that. So I could just imagine in 10 years' time when you're working at Vogue, your alter ego will be Anna Winpoodle.
Yep.
Excellent.
There you go.
Fantastic. And before I draw this to a close, is there anything you would like to say to people who are listening and watching and reading? Because I say this will probably go into reading as well.
Keep following your dreams. Always stay empowered and get inspired from as many places as you can. If you follow my platform, I promise that you will be empowered and inspired. And I'm just trying to radiate positivity as much as possible. And I hope that other people recognize that and are taking some of that positivity and use it in their own lives.